Hello everyone and welcome back to another speed build. For today's speed build I am showing you a autumn farmhouse that I created, and I decided to build this farmhouse initially in it's not Sleepy Hollow. I was gonna say Sleepy Hollow. It's in Forgotten Hollow. Well, I started building it in Forgotten Hollow and then I ended up changing the location to Brindleton Bay. And the reason behind that was just because I find that Forgotten Hollow is kind of a weird world. Like, the lighting's very odd and it can be super sunny and it'll still feel like really dark, and I guess that's just the whole point of the world, right? Because it's vampires, but I just felt like it didn't really fit with the type of look I was going for, because I wanted it to be like bright but fall looking. So I don't know, the world wasn't really doing it for me, so I switched my build over to Brindleton Bay. So you'll see halfway through that it switches over there, but I started building this in Forgotten Hollow basically. So yeah, but it's kind of like a rustic farmhouse. It's surrounded by lots of fall trees and fall foliage, so it's very cozy. And it's a pretty small home. It's about 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, so it's pretty tiny. Just enough space, I think, for a small family, I would think. So, but yeah, it's a cozy little farmhouse. So yeah, I apologize I haven't been putting out a lot of content lately. I've just been really busy with university crap, so things have been pretty stressful on that front. So I'm just trying to deal through that until it figures itself out, whatever is going to happen with that. So once I figure out what's going on, I could probably always talk about it in a later video, but for now, that's what's going on. So it hasn't really felt like I've had a lot of days off. I basically feel like I'm just going to be going back to work really stressed out. So hopefully I can just kind of take a woo-saw moment and kind of like chill out before I have to go back to work for the weekend. So at least with building this farmhouse, I found that I at least got a bit of time to relax a little bit when I was building this. So that kind of, de-stressed me for a bit. So that's kind of nice. But then when you stop building, you're like, oh yeah, real life. So, but yeah, it's an interesting situation. But yeah, so back to the build. So Forgotten Hollow, it's a really weird world. I don't build in it too often. I think I've built in it twice. Like, I don't know, I just don't build in it often. It doesn't have a lot of lots in it. It's kind of strange and eerie, which is the whole point, I suppose. But the lots are kind of weird sizes too. Like, they're just really large. And the scenery is kind of strange as well. So I was just finding that it was just really dark and kind of a little too gloomy, and I was like, I think I need a brighter world to build in. So I decided on a lot in Brindleton Bay to build on, and I basically built most of this house in Forgotten Hollow, and then I saved it to the library and then switched it over into Brindleton Bay. So, and I think the lot I put it in Brindleton Bay was like one of the lots that's over by the house that's owned by like the Heckates. Is that their last name? The Heckates? Those 2 guys that live together with the dog. But yeah, it's over by that area there. So it's like I think it's like a 20 by 30 lot or something. So I just put it in that lot, stuck it there, and it seemed to go quite nicely with all the farms around, and it was perfect fit. So yeah, so that was kind of that. I don't know why I decided to do a farmhouse to begin with. I just kind of I definitely wanted to stick with fall or autumn builds because that's just what I've been feeling like lately. So I just decided to conjure up a cute little farmhouse. So something super rustic and cozy, and I really focused a lot on the landscaping with this one. I really wanted a lot of trees and plants, and like there's like a little shed, and it's like a tractor, and there's all kinds of stuff everywhere. So it's a lot of detailing with the outside of this build. Unfortunately, though, I didn't end up recording a lot of the outside stuff I was doing, just because it would have made this video like a really, really long video. So I just decided to just cut a lot of it out, unfortunately. So that's the thing that kind of sucks about this stuff. It's like, it's a speed build, and so you don't want it to be too long, so you want to keep it fast. But at the same time, there's like a lot of details that you want to like put in and keep in there, but you can't, because it just takes up too much time, and people will be sitting there forever watching it. So so yeah, I had to end up cutting out a lot. But yeah, I hate doing that. I hate having to cut out a whole bunch of video, but what can you do? So yeah, so it's yeah, pretty much a cute little house. The outside of the home, I ended up using that really nice siding that is from the Werewolves pack. I first started out with the white kind of siding, and then I ended up changing it to that really cute green that you see at the beginning of the video. So I just felt like it really kind of popped against all like the fall foliage and stuff, as opposed to the white. The white is nice, but I felt like it was just getting washed out with the reshade presets. So I just ended up going with that green color, which was nice. And the windows were kind of a tough decision too, because I wanted to reuse those windows on the top there, but I've used them so much. I was like, oh, I need to just branch out and try something different. So I used the other windows, like the base game windows with the shutters on them, and I think that came out nicely. So I was going to like initially be like, oh, I'm gonna limit packs with this, but I was like, nah. I just decided to just go crazy and just use all the packs, because I wanted as many items as possible, to just be able to have like variety with like decorating and stuff like that. So, and yeah, what else about this build? It was interesting to try to find trees and stuff too that kind of matched with the environment and stuff. And then it goes back to the same thing with Forgotten Hollow. A lot of the trees are there are a lot of like evergreen trees. There's not a lot of fall like leaf foliage, so it's not a very colorful world during autumn anyways. So it was just kind of like, ugh. So that was the other reason why I just didn't bother with it. But I'm sure I'll build something else in this world eventually. It just has to be like a specific kind of build. So I did my dark academia house in this world, which made sense, and it definitely worked out. So but yeah, this one was just something different, so it just didn't fit. So yeah, but what else about this little house? It's pretty spacious inside. I made sure that it had a lot of fireplaces. There's one down in the dining room area, and then another one in like the main bedroom. Man, it'd be so nice to have a fireplace in like my bedroom. I would love that. Like a real one. I got one of those fake ones. It's like a electric one that you plug in, and it's got the cute little LED flames on it or whatever. So, and it kind of looks like a little wood stove, but that's the realest I can get it with that. So yeah, but it's nice that it is starting to go towards fall weather, which is great. I was really tired of summer, and by the sounds of it, a lot of other people are too, so they're kind of ready to move on to some cooler weather, that's for sure. Thank God it hasn't been stupidly hot here. It's definitely calmed down finally, and so hopefully we'll start getting some nice colorful trees here in the next month, which is always great. So, and then I had my first pumpkin spice latte just the other day, so I know it's kind of like basic, but I love Starbucks and their pumpkin spice lattes, so it's just kind of a yearly thing I like to get. So I didn't realize how early they came out with them. Like, they started like serving those things like last week or something. I think it was last week. Yeah, like last week in August or whatever. So they really get going on it early. So I'd say the only complaint I have about that drink though is that I find that it's an extremely sweet drink, so I can't have too many of them. Oh yes, the interior is kind of interesting too. So halfway through, because I'm weird, I decided like I wanted to switch out my reshade preset, because I was just going through some of the ones I had and I was like, oh man, this one's really nice and I've never used it, and it looks very similar to the one I'm using, which I used Dove by Kindle Spice. Everybody and their pet monkey uses it, so it's pretty popular. But I found this other one and I was like, oh, I really like this much better, because I just like how it shows like the texture and the shapes of things. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I liked it a little bit better. So we'll see if I decide to continue with it. It looks very similar though, like how the colors are and stuff, so that's kind of nice. I think it's like called Rosemary or something by, I think it's Alien. I don't know, I can't remember. I'm bad with names, but yeah, so that was one I found, because I was so tempted to like change my reshade preset to like something kind of more dark and moody, and I'm like, no, don't do it. I just found one that I really like. So that's the problem with reshade presets. There's so many different kinds, like there's just so much variety that you're like, oh, I really like that one, no, I'd like to use that one. But if you have too many variations, it starts to kind of look funny. So yeah, I just try to stick with one for a while. And then the decor in this house is very kind of rustic / vintagey looking, kind of like country too, I guess. I ended up changing the wallpaper though. I started with like that wood paneling, but I felt like it was almost too dingy looking, a little bit too worn down, so I ended up going with like some wallpaper, and a really nice kitchen with like green cabinetry and stuff. So it's kind of like interesting, because like before, when I used to like do all my autumn type builds, I would always use more like darker kind of colors, but now I've been using more bright colors for fall, which is kind of weird. I'm doing like the opposite of what I usually do, so, but it's just nice to try different things. So but yeah, other than that, I don't really know what else to really cover on this build. It was very kind of like spur of the moment idea that I had, so I just kind of went with it, and yeah, and this is kind of the result. So so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Usually I would ramble a little bit longer, but I'm just really mentally tired from a lot of stuff. So so yeah, I'm probably just going to go and relax for the rest of the evening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and please like and subscribe if you can. It's always nice when I have new people showing up. So and I'm also on obviously Instagram and Twitter like usual. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
you.